Hey guys, you're about to do another Dragons of Tarkir draft. Um, we're waiting for the queue to fill up, and I'll be back with you when our first pack opens. All right, first pack just about to be open. Let's see what we get. Right, Den Protector. Super good card, worth a few tickets. Probably what we're going to take here. We do have a Twin Bolt, which is a really good premium removal spell. Bloodshin Rager is also obviously a pretty good card. But I don't think most people would first pick it unless it was a particularly bad first pack. Other than that, the best cards in this pack I would say are Den Protector, Twin Bolt, Bloodshin Rager. Then after that, there's a pretty steep drop off to like Palace Familiar and Silumgar Butcher. And after that, there's an even steeper drop off. So it's not a great opener. We're opening a green card. We're also not sending any green signals. I don't usually think about that, but or talk about that, but when I see that's the case, I am even more motivated to go with the pick we're taking here. I'm curious how much Den Protector's worth right now. I think it's actually been dropping recently. But it's still about 3 tickets, so that's a pretty good deal. And it's a good card, too, so we're happy to have it in our deck. All right, Salt Road Quartermasters is really great, too. Hedonist Trove is a really cool card, but I don't think it worked. It would ever work in Limited. Let me know if you've ever managed to pull it off before. I like trying to pull off weird cards in Limited sometimes. Theory Bowmasters is good, too, for us. The Tarkir Efreet is also excellent, but I think the Quartermasters is actually better than the Efreet. It's a 3-mana 3/3. He's going to have a lot of synergy with +1/+1 counter stuff, but you don't necessarily need that deck. He also just can move his +1/+1 counters off himself, which is really great. So we're going to go with Quartermasters. Okay, we can stay green here, and I think we're going to. There's nothing that really makes me want to move over from green. We will reserve a Dragon Scarred Bear. The Beltol Dragon's all right, but this pack, doesn't have a whole lot of really strong stuff in it. The Tactician is playable. Most of the cards in this pack are, borderline playable, except for maybe Shape the Sands and Side of the Scale Lords. But everything else is like borderline playable, and the Dragon Scarred Bear might just be the best card in the pack anyway, just because it's a pretty underwhelming pack. So far we're pretty mono green. I'm sure we'll move into another color though. I'm sure we will. The best pairs for us would be red or white. Those are the ones with the most rewards, I think. All right, Volcanic Freakin' Vision. I do love that card. But, so far we don't have anything that it can get back. I've drafted it before and had it be really good, and it might be one of my favorite Magic cards ever. Actually, I've got it in my Narset Commander deck, and it often is quite incredible in that deck, as you might imagine. And I just have a lot of fun with it. We're going to take the Beast Breaker here. We're not seeing, where we're probably going to move other than green is probably where we first see some really nice removal. Summit Prowler is good too, but I think picking up the 2-drop is fine. And staying green at this point doesn't hurt. Okay, we got a Salt formation here. So far, we don't have anything that benefits from it, and in fact, we have a couple creatures who are hurt by it. So I think I might take Orator. I almost said Dragon Lord Ojutai. I wish, right? Orator of Ojutai. It's a nice little card. It's nothing exciting, but it's a good blocker. It's flying. If you have dragons, it's even better. I mean, these two cards obviously work really well together, but I think you need a few of these guys before you want to get one of those, and I think the Orator is more likely to make it into our final deck. So we'll go with that. All right. Well, and now we've got a Dragon Hunter, who's a nice little 1-drop. So I think I'm happy going into white here. Seems like it's relatively open in the early going here. Red seems, relatively open too with the Dragon Fodder and a Tormenting Voice, but yeah, we're going to go with the Dragon Hunter. Well, we've got Jamoka Monument and Student of Ojutai. think we kind of want the monument. We don't have a lot to ramp into now, but I think we're going to end up with it. We're going to see more students, I think, too. And this is just nice fixing. Like, it'll make it easier for us to splash if we want to. So we'll go with Jamocha. Silumgar Monument isn't really something we want at all. This pack is kind of a dud. It's really a dud, actually. I think I'll take Magmatic Chasm. I mean, we could go red still here instead of white. It's not real clear where we're going to end up for sure. I don't like the Artillerist at all, so yeah, we're going to take a Chasm. Lightwalker's all right, especially if we can get some bolster going on. So we'll go with Lightwalker. And Avian Tactician is bolster that we just asked for. Blue, these two guys are both pretty good blue cards, especially the Faithful, but we'll take the Tactician here. I don't think we really want Custodian of the Trove. We already have an Orator of Ojutai. He would be good if we'd taken up Assault Formation, I guess. Best card left is probably Kindled Fury, and I think we'll take it. And best card left here is probably Ojutai's Breath, and we'll just take it. Yeah, it's a nice Den Protector. We really need some removal. That's something we haven't gotten any at all of yet. So some Epic Confrontations and things like that. It'd be really nice to open an Epic Confrontation or something. I mean, if we have a Bomb Rare, I would take that first, but we do really need removal. There's also some good white removal available, like Pacifism and things like that. And there's a Sandcrafter Mage, and Illusory Gains, which is nice. A Glade Watcher, which is nice. But yeah, no premium removal in any color here. We're probably going to go with the Sandcrafter Mage, I think. The Quartermasters are good. Well, maybe we do want the Quartermasters. I mean, I was thinking kind of how nice it would be to curve into turn 2 Lightwalker, turn 3 Sandcrafter Mage, but the Quartermasters can also move counters. Not as easily, mind you, but... and Glade Watcher is also really good, too. But I think another Quartermasters is good. Oh, God, yes. I've wanted to draft this card for so long. We don't right now have, like, the things to juice it up. And the Silk Wrap's really tempting, but this is one of my favorite cards. I've never even played with it before, but I just love the card. It's just such a cool card, and it got passed to us, so white is definitely open to our left. There's no reason to pass this. It's a 4-mana 4/4, and then if you have tricks, you know, things like Artful Maneuver and things like that go way up in value when you've got an Ojutai Exemplars. He's just a bomb. I mean, I really do want something like Silk Wrap, but I can't pass Ojutai Exemplars. He's just great. He's a mythic too, for whatever that's worth. I don't think he's worth anything, actually, because he hasn't really made it into... Oh, he's worth a ticket. I'll probably hold on to him, though. He's just so cool. He's got, like, Mega Prowess. 3 different things he can do. He can blink himself to protect himself from things. And he can give himself First Strike and Lifelink, and he can tap down guys so he can swing through. Wow. Wow, wow. Like, the person to our left is so not in white. We're just getting bomb after 2 bombs in a row now in white. So yeah, we're definitely taking Secure the Wastes here. Still not in the last pack. We did have to give up some some premium removal for Ojutai Exemplars. And here at least we're not giving that up. We're just giving up, like, you know, a couple solid cards. But Secure the Wastes is obviously far better than either of those. And Arshan Foremost. Everyone opened white rares and passed them to us in this pack. You're a warrior. You're a warrior. You're a warrior. I'm already satisfied with the number of warriors we have. So that's pretty sweet. Yeah, we're taking Arshan Foremost. Still no removal. But our deck is just picking up white rare after white rare. That's kind of something crazy that I've never seen quite happen like this before. We'll take a Mist of Kirin here. I'm pretty happy that we're in white, seeing what we've seen. Okay, we've got some conditional removal, but I think we're going to take it. We're not giving much up for it. We're giving up a big Morph Dragon, but I don't think we want that. And this will be good against something like 60% of opponents, something like that is what it comes out to, because you can side it in against someone who has either black or red. They don't necessarily need to have both. Obviously, it's incredible against them, but And Dromoka's command now. This is one of the most outrageously amazing drafts. I really hope I'm recording. It'd be funny if I wasn't. I am. Okay. This is incredible. And that's a removal spell, too, which is exactly what we want. And it's an amazing card that's worth a few tickets, so I'm pretty happy about that. Green-white, man, was the right move. Was the right move early. That we've really reaped lots of benefits here because of our color choice. We actually haven't seen that much green. We ended up more white than green despite our early pick. Plus, Dromoka's command with Ojutai Exemplars is pretty filthy, the things you can do there. Center Soul is actually what I'm going to take here. I don't play it a whole lot, but I think we're going to want it here unless we end up with some nice removal from the last pack. Okay, Sandcrafter Mage coming back is another good sign of how open white is. Artful Maneuver is exactly what we want too. It's a nice little trick that, you know, if we get Ojutai Exemplars in play, can really be abused. And we'll take another Warrior. Wow, this is a powerful little deck. We definitely need to pick up some Sandblasts. And what else is there in Fate Reforged for white as removal? For green, there's also Hunt the Weak. But yeah, we really haven't picked up much removal. That Dromoka's command is really the only straight-up removal we have. I'm going to take a Tygram Strike away from someone. I think it was the best of the remaining cards. At least we have the Surge of Righteousness in our sideboard, but maybe we can just overpower people with like the crazy power level of the cards we have. I'd be okay with that. We'll take a Resupply. It's not... I don't think I've ever ended up siding one in, but if I played against like a crazy dash deck, it might happen. You don't usually see the dash deck come together all the way, but alright. Dragon's Eye Sentry also isn't completely useless in the sideboard. I think I've said that in other videos against someone who runs like Horsewine and anything with one tough, lots of stuff with one toughness. Not anything, but let's say you see 4 or 5 creatures with one toughness in game 1. I would bring Dragon's Eye Sentry in because he can just deal with that. Alright, well, we really need to be on the eye for removal here. Keep our eyes out for removal here. On the eye. I don't think that's a phrase. In the last pack, I mean, we need to prioritize Sandblasts and things like that. Despite how open white was, other than that Silk Wrap, I mean, I didn't see an Enduring Victory and I didn't see a Pacifism. So maybe it's possible, I guess, that people were in white and they were prioritizing the removal over the other stuff. But Secure the Waste, is that valuable too? Am I paying for my whole draft here? No, it's half a ticket. I think for a while, I think it was briefly worth something. But it could go up. It's a pretty good card in Constructed, I think. And it's definitely good in Limited. Just a bomb. Alright, Sage Eye Avengers is a pretty good card. But we've got to Hunt the Weak here. I think that's going to be what we have to take, just because we need removal really badly. And we're not blue, so that's a good blue card, though. Every time it swings, it bounces a dude, and it has prowess. Maybe one of these white cards comes back to us. I'd be okay with the Blossoming Sands coming back to us, too, which it might, since Dromoka's command came to us so late. But we really need this removal. Plus, we have a little bit of +1/+1 counteraction going on, mostly with Lightwalker, I guess. But it'll also be something that Ojutai Exemplars will enjoy. Sandstep Outcast is obviously great, but we really need the Hunt the Weak here. Like I said, we need to prioritize removal here. Our power level otherwise is pretty good right now. Alright, Channel Harm. I mean, that can end up as a removal spell. It's just so expensive. But it can really blow someone out, too. This Pyrotechnics makes me wish I could splash red, which I could consider, certainly, but I don't think we want to. We have another Hunt the Weak, and that's probably what we'll take. Channel Harm, I mean, they're both kind of conditional, and you can get hurt by either of them. And Channel Harm can be a dead card, though, much more often than Hunt the Weak can. But Channel Harm, I've been blown out by a number of times. I've never played it myself, but I can see it being good, and I've seen it be good against me. Oh, God. Yeah, well, I'm glad we have that Monument. I think we've got to take this guy. We may end up being an 18-land deck with him in it, but he's just game-breaking if you get him in play. You know, he's the kind of... I mean, if you have another creature in play, he makes something else a monster, so, like, it's really hard for your opponent to recover from that. So, yeah, we're going to take him. So many rares in our deck. It's kind of nuts. Winds of Calcisma. We're going to take Return to the Earth. I think it's main boardable here, and we are desperate for removal. Winds of Calcisma. We have some Ferocious, but I don't think we quite have enough to make that like into the bomb it can be. So yeah, we're going to go with... yeah. So, you know, it had to happen at some point where we kind of didn't have a pick we really wanted. And to be honest, I'd be pretty happy if our deck just ended right here. I mean, it would be nice to pick up a Sandblast, but we haven't seen one, and they've probably all been taken by now. So what should I take away from someone here? We're not going to play anything we get out of this pack. I mean, I don't think Frontier Mastodon. We have so many better three drops. Like, these three are all just so good. And we have more in the... This is a morph, so... he just wouldn't have anywhere in the deck to fit. So we want to take away something from someone. I think of the cards left that's like easily playable, this might be the best card, and so we'll take it away from somebody. Kind of more of the same. Of the cards left, Grim Contest is probably the best. Frostwalker can also be good. If we were like the blue-white aggro deck, he's pretty nice. But I'm going to take a Tamer Battle Rage from somebody this time. And I think we'll take another Sultai Emissary. So it kind of looks like things have dried up. Maybe someone else moved into white-green. Maybe there just wasn't a lot of it in these packs. There was some, though. Yeah, we may want to be 18-land deck. We have Secure the Wastes and Sandstep Mastodon. Secure the Wastes, I mean, is good no matter what, but it's better if you have a bunch of mana. Another Return to the Earth. I wouldn't mind that for the sideboard. Ward Scale Dragon, you know, it's just another high mana creature, and he can be pretty nice. He can turn off all of the do something to target attacking creature spells, and you can also like go into combat without fear of a combat trick. I drafted him once, and he worked out pretty well for me, but I had a much weaker deck power level-wise than I do right now. So I think we're going to take the second Return to the Earth for our sideboard. I wouldn't want a main board 2. Main boarding 1 is good. Yeah, I'm liking the looks of this deck. So hopefully we can get through playing without too many mistakes and draw well and things. Okay, we'll take a Blossoming Sands. The fixing will be nice for us. I'd rather have that. Again, we have way better 3-drops than the Dragon Bell Monk, and we have enough 3-drops. We don't really need something in its place. I don't know if Center Soul is going to make the deck now for sure. I had it in there when I had like absolutely no removal, and I have it now. Yeah. What good blue cards do we have? Nothing. So, and we don't want to try to reach into a splash right now. As mana intensive as our deck is, I don't think. Best card left, probably this, but I mean nobody's in blue-red, I guess. Just like now, Ethereal Ambush is the best card left. Although Rite of Undoing can be a thing. Yeah, I think I'll take that. There's more of a chance of someone making use of it in this trap. Soul Summons might actually make our deck. Did we only end up with one guy with like super prowess? I think we did only end up with the one. Yeah, we'll take a land. It's the best of those 3 cards. And I'll take a Tazagir's Cruelty. And we'll take a Jeskai Runemark, of course, because that's what's left. What was I saying a minute ago? Oh, Soul Summons. I don't think I ended up with more than one super prowess effect. Granted, it's a really strong one. But I don't think it's a better 2-drop than any of our 2-drops. We have some warrior synergies that are nice to have. Is Den Protector a warrior? I think I see Human Wa. And what other creature type begins with Wa? I don't think there's a lot of them. I think it is a warrior. Nice. So it's pretty sweet. How many warriors do we end up with? I'm gonna like make a stack over here. Come here. You guys are warriors, so I'm glad I took them early when I had the option to take some other things at various points. So yeah, like when we almost went into red early, I'm glad we decided to stay open and stay in green because we ended up with quite a lot of power cards in our colors. Hunt the weak, hunt the weak. Is that it? Is that what we got? You know, I don't know if we want Orator of Ojutai in the end here. We took it pretty early, but like our deck doesn't really seem like it needs something like that anymore. I think that's going to end up getting cut. Yeah, it's not a lot of warriors, but I've played Irishing Foremost with fewer warriors. It's good on its own, a 3-mana 2/2 with first strike, but 4 other warriors is nice. A Lightwalker also is a warrior. Andromoka Warrior, as you might imagine, is a warrior. Okay, that's nice. But, you know, that's cool and all, but... so we'll start by converted mana cost here, and we'll get you out of the way. Obviously, you're going to be in the deck. We need to cut one card, I think. We have a Monument, but I think I still want to run 18 lands, so that we can be sure we can cast our Sand Step monster, and that, you know, Secure the Waste, you know, ramps up better and better during a game, depending on how many lands you have. So I'm happy having 18 lands in this deck. If we want our Sandstep Mastodon to ever be a factor, I think that's what we need. Hopefully that doesn't mean we get flooded, but yeah. So what's going to get cut here? That's the question. And maybe the Aven Tactician. That may be our weakest card that we have left in our deck. Although I also said Center Soul. Let's group creatures separately. We ended up with a little bit more removal, but not a lot more. We ended up with Jamoka's Command and 2 Hunt the Weaks and Return to the Earth. So we ended up with 3 removal spells. 3 of them are fight cards. We don't have anything that just like straight up works as removal, but neither would Center Soul. You'd need a creature in play. So I think Artful Maneuver is better, and I think that these are obviously better too. So I think that's what we're going to go with. It's unfortunate that we drafted this bad boy and didn't end up with a huge number of things that are going to, you know, make him go. But we have enough. You know, 8 isn't nothing. And this Soul Summons is also a creature. So we have 15 creatures, which is usually a pretty good number of creatures to have. You're a warrior too. I don't know if I put you in the stack of warriors. Oh, and also these are warriors. Not that a 1/1 double striking warrior is the scariest thing on earth. It is if you can Artful Maneuver it though. So, you know. So yeah, this is what we're going to go with. We got a crazy number of power cards. We need to add our lands, of course. So we're going to put our Blossoming Sands in. And then we're going to add, well, sort. We want to combine groups now, please. And sort by color. Yeah, so we ended up more white than green, but we have doubles in both, but more doubles in white. Mist of Kirin's just 1 white to, yeah. So, and we have a Monument and a Sands, so we've got some pretty sweet fixing. So I think that's about right. I think 9/8's right. I think that's what we want to do here. So that gives us 11 sources of white and 10 sources of green. I think that's about right. I think that's good. So yeah, this is our deck. I have pretty high hopes for it. We ended up with quite a good aggressive deck with some really high power creatures and some good cards. Not to mention we got about 6 tickets, you know, worth of stuff. So we paid for about, what does that add up to? About half the draft right now because Dragons packs are so cheap, and Favorite Forge packs are so cheap in the trade area. So we paid for about half a draft with this. So assuming we can even win 1 pack, you know, we'll pay it for 2/3 of the next one. So, and we're gonna. I feel like we're gonna win more than one. Don't quote me on that. Things could go terribly wrong. Sometimes they do, even when you have a deck this amazing. But this is seriously one of the most powerful decks I've drafted in this format. It may be the most powerful just because we ended up with such crazy, like that Ojutai Exemplars into Secure the Waste was just outrageous. So, right, thanks for watching. I'm glad I recorded this one because it was a really fun draft, even if the rest doesn't go, isn't nearly as exciting. But the draft was really fun, and I hope you enjoyed watching it as much as I enjoyed drafting it. So, thanks for watching. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you in round 1.